A very good morning to Dr. Nadato and my friends. I am Vijay Chen. Today, Hanim and I will present about the amphibians, which is one of the subtopic in topic 14, Animal Evolution and Diversity. The amphibians belong to the class of amphibia. The name amphibians is actually derived from a Greek word, which is amphibious, that means living both on land and in water. There are about 6,000 known species of amphibians. The example of amphibians including frogs, toads, newts, and salamanders. Most members of this group lead a lifestyle that includes a larval stage that lives in the water and an adult stage that lives on land. Sciilians are classified as amphibians even though they are fossorial, worm-like amphibians that spend most of their life underground. So, what is fossorial? The word fossorial means adapted for digging or burrowing. The first characteristic of amphibians is amphibians have limbs. The amphibians were the first vertebrate to have limbs. Amphibians with 4 limbs are called as tetrapods. The word tetrapods is also derived from Greek word, which tetra is 4 and podos is foot. The pelvic and pectoral girdles is well developed to promote locomotion. Besides that, amphibians have smooth and non-scaly skin. Amphibians do not have scales, feathers, or even hair like other animals, since they do not have that protective covering, and amphibian skins can easily dry out. Most amphibians will stay close to water to prevent drying out. To keep the skin moist, amphibians will secrete mucus through mucus glands. The skin of amphibians can also help to maintain water balance and regulate temperature when on land through evaporative cooling. Since their skin is exposed, besides breathing to their lungs, respiration can also be carried out through their skin. Moreover, amphibians also have lungs. However, the lungs is also only present in adults and is relatively small. The amphibians carry out cutaneous respiration, which the respiration process is supplemented by exchange of gases across the porous skin, like what I had mentioned just now. Let's have a look on this diagram. You can see that the exchange of gases can occur in lungs and also the skin. Next, amphibians have double circulatory pathway. Amphibians have 3-chambered heart that has 2 atria and 1 ventricle. Blood flow is directed in 2 circuits. One is through the lungs and back to the heart, which is called as pulmonary circulation, and the other is from the heart to the rest of the body, including the brain, and go back to the heart, which is systemic circulation. Furthermore, amphibians also have sense organs. The special senses such as sight, hearing, and smell are fine-tuned for life on land. Amphibians' brains are larger than fish, and the cerebral cortex is more developed. These animals have a specialized tongue for catching prey, eyelid for keeping their eyes moist, and larynx to produce sound. In this diagram, we can see that the frog has long and sticky tongue to catch its prey, and then reel its tongue back into its mouth. Like fish, amphibians are ectotherms, but they are able to live in environments where the temperature fluctuates greatly. During winter, they will become inactive and enter torpor for months. They were semi-immersed in mud, but still able to access the oxygen dissolved in the water. Besides that, the amphibians reproduce by aquatic reproduction. The female will deposit their eggs, produced by ovaries, and sperm generated by testes in the males into the water where external fertilization takes place. Generally, the eggs are protected by a jelly coat to keep the egg moist and protect from predators. When the young hatch, they become tadpoles, which is an aquatic larvae that are fed and grow in water. In larva stage, there are big differences from the adult appearance. The tadpole looks exactly different with the adult frog. After they undergo metamorphosis, it grows legs, fixes its tail, and develops lungs. Then they will emerge from the water as adults that breathe air. Okay, so let us proceed to the vertebrate circulatory pathways. Fishes have a single pathway and two-chambered heart that has only one atrium and one ventricle. The atrium collects oxygen per blood from the body, while the ventricle pumps the blood to the gas capillaries where gases exchange occur. This is called as gill circulation. The blood from the gill capillaries then continues through the rest of the body before arriving back to the atrium, which is called as systemic circulation. Next, amphibians have three-chambered heart that has two atria and one ventricle rather than the two-chambered heart of fish. In amphibians and most reptiles, their circulatory pathway is double pathway, which one is through the lungs and back to the heart, which is called as pulmonary circulation, and the other is from the heart to the rest of the body, including the brain, and go back to the heart, which is systemic circulation. There are some mixing of blood in the heart ventricle, which reduces the efficiency of oxygenation. In some reptiles, birds, and mammals, the heart is divided into four chambers, which include two atria and two ventricles. The oxygen-rich blood is separated from the oxygen-poor blood, which improves the efficiency of double circulation and is probably required for the warm-blooded lifestyle of mammals and birds. The heart only sends oxygen-poor blood to the lungs and oxygen-rich blood to the body. That's all from me, and I will pass the presentation to Hanim.
Okay, today I will proceed the presentation on the revolution of amphibians and the diversity of amphibians. I will start with the revolution of amphibians. As you can see from this picture, amphibians are actually came from low-fin fish, but started to evolve into amphibian as time passed. So how is this happen? How the fish can evolve into amphibians? There are few hypotheses suggested on how revolution of amphibians happened. First, it was thought that low-fin fish have the ability to crawl on land. It's possibly because they have to move from pond that was started to dry out to a deeper one. Other hypotheses stated that they are predators that hunted in shallow water for the supply of food inland, such as insects. Paleontologists found in precisional fossil from late Devonian period in Arctic Canada. It is called Tiktaalik rosea. Tiktaalik rosea is the intermediate between low-fin fish and the tetrapod with limbs. So this is Tiktaalik. As you can see from this picture, this is how Tiktaalik provide unique insight into how leg of tetrapod rose. Okay, this is the pectoral fin. We can see that pectoral fin started to differ in structure at Tiktaalik fin, where it started to look like a foot. And it's evolved over time, and then it became a leg. So next we will move on to the diversity of living amphibians. Okay, the amphibians today occur in three groups: salamander and newts, frog and toads, and Sicilians. Okay, salamander and newts. Salamander and newts, they have elongated bodies, long tails, and usually have two pair of limbs. Their size is in between 15 centimeter to 1.5 meter. They tend to move like a fish in a sinusoidal movement. They are carnivore that feed on small invertebrates like insects, snails, and worms. Salamander practice internal fertilization, where male produces sperm containing spermatophore and female pick up with their cloaca. Then fertilized eggs are laid in water or land. Next is frog and toads. Frog and toads, their length is less than 10 cm to 30 cm. They are common in subtropical to temperate to desert climate. They are carnivore and have a tremendous array of specialization depending on their habitats. Glands in their skin secrete poison that make them distasteful to eat and protect them from microbial infection. Some of you may think that not all frogs are poisonous because some of them are common food to other predators such as snakes. But actually, all frogs have poisonous glands in their skin, but some of these toxins are unstrong enough to discourage predators. But certain frogs in Central and South America, they have strong poison in the frogs has strong poison in their skin. The most poisonous is the golden poison frog that contains enough poison to kill 8 people. And mostly of these deadly poisonous frogs have bright colored skin, serving as a warning to potential predators. Okay, lastly, the last one is Sicilians. Sicilians, they are legless and often sightless, worm-shaped amphibians. They length in 10 cm to 1 meter. They can be found in tropical and neotropical areas around the world, from Central South America to Central Africa and Southeast Asia. So they feed on worms and other soil vertebrates. Some species have folds of skin that make them look like a segmented earthworm. And most burrow in moist soil, meaning they make hole in moist soil. That is all from our group. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. Bye.